What's up, everybody? Welcome to the very first Spidercast. I am your host, Spider, and this is my attempt to do a podcast. So, to all of you who are watching right now, I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you for supporting me. Thank you for taking time out to watch this video. To give you a little brief history, if you don't already know, this is just basically my attempt at a vlogging podcast type video thing, whatever you want to call it. I've been kicking this idea around in my head for a while about how I was going to go about doing this, but I never really moved forward with it because I kind of figured I would be sounding a little crazy talking to myself just in a room with a camera. But I thought about it, and then I was like, what the hell? Might as well do it. What do you have to lose, right? Either people watch it or people don't watch it. But I'll never have to look back and say, well, what if I did? So, unfortunately, I hadn't had the time to devote to filming the podcast. And I don't want to say luckily enough, but I am sick right now. You'll probably hear me clear my throat a lot. So it allowed me to take time off of work. And since I had a little bit of free time, so I figured this would be a perfect time to go ahead and film this. So, to get things started, I guess I'll tell you a little bit about the day that I've had. Starting with yesterday. Let me see. Yesterday was Monday, the 29th of February. And I went to work. Actually, Sunday night I started feeling kind of bad. I started getting a little tickle in my throat, and so I knew I was going to get sick. To all of my Rooster Teeth fans who have seen Gavin Freer on the podcast, they know that Gavin has this method where he feels himself getting sick and says, nope, I'm not going to do it. That's a horrible British accent. But he says he's not going to do it. He basically tells his body that he is not getting sick. And so what that does, I guess it's a whole mental thing that he tells himself that he's not going to get sick, and so he doesn't get sick. So I tried that Sunday night and said, you know what, body, you're not getting sick. You're not going to get sick. I don't care if you got a tickle in your throat, you're not getting sick. Monday, I woke up feeling a little bit worse. I tried to tell myself again, you're not going to get sick. You're not going to get sick. I went to work. I'm in my office, and the cough is starting to build up. The tickle's getting worse. It's starting to become sore. Nose starts to run. I thought to myself, you're getting sick. There's no denying it. There's nothing that you can do now except get sick. So I woke up this morning feeling like shit. I literally had to crawl out of bed because my body ached so much that I couldn't get up. I carried myself to the doctor. He said that I possibly have a slight form of strep throat, which is never fun, but better it be slight than to be severe. So he prescribed me some antibiotics and all this other kind of medicine and stuff. But another thing that he did was you go to the doctor, they have you open your mouth, say they check your eyes, they check your ears, they check your pulse and all this other kind of stuff. So he checked my ears. And funnily enough, the past few weeks I've been waking up because apparently I sleep on my right side a lot. And every time I wake up, it feels like I have water in my ear. And I try my best to clean it out. And it gives me this full feeling in my ear like I can't hear anything. And so went to the doctor this morning. He looks at my ear. He's like, oh, you got a bit of wax buildup in your ear. I'm like, oh, so that's probably what it was. So he said, do you want me to go ahead and try to clean it out? And I'm like, yeah, whatever. Sure. Go ahead. Go for it. Knock yourself out. So he's like, yeah, I'll be right back. I got to go get my little scooper thing. And he goes and proceeds to dig into my ears for the next 30 to 45 minutes to get all of the wax buildup that I had in and out. And you'll see me drinking from this lovely Spider-Man mug that my cousin gave me for a birthday present, I believe, some years ago. But I love it. Spider-Man. But, so he cleaned my ear out. He starts on the right ear. he's going in there. He's just like, oh God, you have a lot of it's packed in there and it's really built up. So I'm just going to try to dig out as much as I can. So I'm like, okay. So I can tell he's getting deeper and deeper because he's getting to my eardrum and it's really starting to hurt. And so he finally gets in and he kind of goes in and goes under. I can feel it's like he's pulling an earplug deep from within my ear and he's pulling it out. So he finally pulls it out and he shows me. He's like, yeah, this was in your ear. I'm like, okay, didn't need to see that. But yeah, thanks for getting it out. And all of a sudden I could feel it was like the weight in my head had been off balanced because the wax that I had in my left ear was still there and the wax that I had in my right was taken out. So my head wanted to kind of tilt a little bit. But so he did the left and he was like, oh, this is a little bit easier than the right. And so he also prescribed me some drops to put in my ears to kind of prevent that from happening. But so I went to the doctor this morning, came back home, watched a little bit of YouTube, watched the AH podcast, the Off Topic podcast, watched that, watched a little bit of Ray's streams, and basically what I was doing was trying to prepare myself for to record this Spidercast, because just kind of listening to other people talk and listening to how they go through their stories kind of gave me an idea of how I wanted to go and move my story forward, I guess. But one of the things that I really wanted to do with this Spidercast, I refuse to call it just a podcast because it's not just a podcast. It's my podcast. It's Spidercast. So what I wanted to do with the Spidercast was I wanted to get a lot of engagement through the people who watch. Whether you follow me on Twitter, whether you follow me on Tumblr, whether you subscribe to my YouTube channel, I want to be involved with you. Hopefully, somewhere down the line, I want to mix in different YouTubers and different personalities kind of into my podcast and kind of try to be a myriad of different things. It's one style I want to do it with, just vlog, just me and the camera talking to you guys. Or sometimes I want to do a little gameplay. I have an Xbox One, I have a PS3. Hopefully, at some point soon, I can get myself a capture card and get some recording software, download it onto my laptop, or actually get a decent computer where I can store video files so I'm not bogging down my laptop that I have here. But I want to be able to play some games, hopefully be able to actually live stream a Spidercast instead of just having to record it and just having people, getting the feedback from the videos. But, that's future plans somewhere down the line. But those are my ultimate goals. And I can get there with the help of you guys. At least if you show me that, this is something that you're all interested in and I'm not just shouting to the void, then I'll keep on doing it. I probably keep on doing it anyway, just because it's something that's a little bit of fun. One thing you probably won't know about me is that when I was a kid, my dream job was to be a radio DJ. And it actually still kind of is. And when I got old enough to start researching and learning about it, I found out that radio DJs don't make a lot of money. And the only way to really be successful as a radio DJ is to either, one, have a nationally syndicated show, or having a radio DJ job be in addition to other jobs that you already have. Because you look at Ryan Seacrest and you look at Nick Cannon and Steve Harvey, they all have jobs that they do outside of being a radio host. Ryan Seacrest has like 10 other jobs, I think. And same with Steve Harvey. He has a radio show. He hosts Family Feud. He has his own talk show on television. And Nick Cannon is the same way. He owns production companies. I think he just bought stake in, I don't know, something. I heard about it recently. But, he hosts America's Got Talent. And, it's just, the money from the radio show is not their sole source of income. Got it. But if I can get there, I'm 30 right now, but it's never too late, There's There's people who are, 40, 45, 50, 60, still going back to school, still accomplishing their dreams. So if you take anything away from this podcast, Spidercast, if you take anything away from this Spidercast, just know that it's never too late. Never give up on your dreams. Don't let your dreams be dreams. And that's as much as I'm going to say about that. But back to community involvement, engagement. I'll probably want to say maybe 2 weeks ago on my Tumblr, I put out a post asking all of my followers, hey, I'm trying out the Spidercast. If you have any questions, anything that you want to know about me, anything you want to ask, send me a message, #Spidercast, and I'll record a video and I'll answer them. So I made the biggest mistake that one can make when recording a vlog is I didn't charge my camera. So now I'm recording this on my webcam on my laptop. But before I was so rudely interrupted, next question from Anonymous, can you wink? There you go. I winked. Next question from Anonymous. 2 questions. What are you currently... I need to take a drink because my mouth is dry and I can't talk. What are you currently studying and why did you choose that career? And this is a Tumblr-centric question. Who are your favorite followers / follow blogs on Tumblr and why? Currently not studying anything. When this question was posed, I was taking online classes and I was working my way towards a communications degree. And the reason for that was I was basically just trying to get a degree, just any degree, because in the military, I'm currently enlisted in the Louisiana National Guard. In the military, you get promotion points based on how much schooling you have. And the more promotion points you get, the more likely you are to get promoted to the next rank. And for me to get a degree, or any college credits really, would give me more promotion points. And so basically I was trying to get a degree just so I could get more promotion points so I could get promoted. But I thought long and hard about it with these last 2 classes that I was taking. I was taking an Intro to Computer Applications and Technologies class. And I was taking a Communications Theory class. And working full-time and going to school, there are quite a number of people that do it. And the people that succeed in it, more power to them. But it wasn't for me. Maybe it was because of the online structure and how condensed online classes are. I don't know, but I didn't really care for it. I mean, I had done it once before and I didn't care for it back then, but I tried it again because I was trying to get a degree. But I thought long and hard about it, and the job that I have, the full-time job that I have in the federal government, has nothing to do with communications. And for me to get a communications degree, it wouldn't benefit me at all, if that makes sense. So I thought about it, and it was just, I was basically stressing myself out for nothing because I'm going after a degree that I can't really do anything with. Because if I were to obtain a communications degree and then I would try to find a job in the communications field, excuse me, it wouldn't really elevate me salary-wise above where I am right now in the federal government. And at the point that I am right now and my lifestyle that I have, I can't afford to go back down. So sometimes you got to follow the money. I mean, it's as simple as that. Who are my favorite followers or follow blogs on Tumblr? There are a lot of you. See, and I hate questions like this. Not that I hate questions like this, but I try to stay away from questions like this because I don't want to single anybody out. I don't want to leave anybody out because the fact of the matter is I follow almost 2,000 blogs, I think. And there are a lot of you that post quality stuff all the time, very consistently. You post quality stuff, and there are just times that I don't get to see it all. I might catch it if somebody reblogs it because I follow somebody that follows you and they'll reblog it and I'll see it later, and it's maybe 3-4 days later after you've already posted it. But just know that if I'm liking your stuff, if I'm blogging your stuff, I see you. I noticed you. And keep doing what you're doing. Because I love it. Next question from Lynn Plays. And I also have the kind of the same vein of question from Huvian Elena. I want to make sure I'm saying your name right. Huvian Elena and Lynn Plays. They both ask if I could play any game with anyone from Rooster Teeth, Achievement Hunter, Funhouse, Screw Attack. Who would it be? What would I play? I saw this question. I saw these two questions, and I had to think about it like really hard because they play a lot of games, and I'll be honest, they've influenced a lot of my gaming choices. Basically, the only reason I bought an Xbox One is because of Achievement Hunter, because I was originally just a straight PlayStation guy. First console I've ever had was a Nintendo Entertainment System, old school NES. I went from that to a Sega Genesis. I went from Sega Genesis to PlayStation. I went to PlayStation, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3. And I was going to keep going the PlayStation route. But, I don't know, I got into Achievement Hunter in about mid-2014. And I saw all the games that they were playing on Xbox. I saw Ray, racing to 500,000 for his gamer score. And I'm like, this seems a lot more fun than just playing games, because there's a game within the game. You're playing the game for its content, but then you're also playing the game to get achievements. And so my gamer score right now is at like 10,000 something. So that's in almost 2 years. I've gotten about 10,000. So I know that's probably not that great. But for me, because I don't really play games that often, but for me, that was a milestone for me to hit 10,000. So, but they play a lot of games, and a lot of games that a lot of the games that I've purchased because Achievement Hunter or Funhouse has played them, and they make it look so fun. Halo, of course, GTA 5. What else did I get because of Achievement Hunter? God, I don't even know. Fallout. I never played Fallout before. I hadn't played a single version of Fallout. Got Fallout 4. And the thing about it is because Achievement Hunter makes it look so fun because they have a group of them sitting there playing a game, and they can, play off of each other and make things a little bit more enjoyable. Not as enjoyable when you're sitting at home playing it by yourself. But, excuse me. But I'm working on that. I'm trying to reach out to the community and get some more gamers that I can follow and play with online, and hopefully do a little bit more. But if I were to play any kind of game with Achievement Hunter, Funhouse, Rooster Teeth, anybody, I would want to play in their yearly Madden game where they predict the Super Bowl winner, because they're just so bad at it. They suck so much. Ray was okay. Ray was good compared to the rest of the Achievement Hunters. But I think Madden is the one game that I've consistently played year after year after year. I started with Madden 95, I think, on PlayStation, and I've gotten every single Madden game since then. But I think I could show the Achievement Hunter guys a thing or two playing Madden when Super Bowl time comes around. So that would be fun. But just to meet any of those guys and be able to play a game with them would be pretty cool. And it'll just be something to experience. It'll be a once in a lifetime type thing. Question from X Caboose RTRVB. It's a lot of questions. Says, what is it that makes you specifically like or love Rooster Teeth, Achievement Hunter, Funhouse? Why do you have so many knives? I'll get to that in a second. Can I be your friend in the not creepy way? I answer that. Yes, absolutely. You can be my friend. Do you like cake? I do like cake. Cake is delicious. I like lemon cake. Lemon cake with lemon icing is very delicious. Who is your favorite out of everyone in Rooster Teeth, Achievement Hunter, Funhouse, and why? You know what? Let me back up and let me answer these individually because it goes on a little bit more after that. What is it that makes you specifically love Rooster Teeth, Achievement Hunter, Funhouse? Kind of just what I got into is just they make gaming more fun than it actually is, because people enjoy playing games for the sake of the games. People have their genres that they love to play, your FPS, your RPGs, your MOBAs, all of that, and that's your thing. If you're an FPS gamer, then you like your Call of Duty, your Battlefield, your Far Cry, stuff like that. That's your thing. If you're an RPG, you go to Skyrim, you go to Fallout, that's your thing. But as bad as they are at all games, Jack has Trials, Ryan has his more technologically inept games, Michael has Banjo and Kazooie, Gavin has Halo, and Jeff has whatever Jeff has. But at the heart of everybody in the Rooster Teeth umbrella, they love entertainment. And they love doing what they do. And it shows. It shows absolutely whenever they put out a video, whenever they're doing a podcast, whenever they're doing shorts, whenever they're interacting with the fans. It shows that they love what they do. And the fact that they can do this virtually every day, it shows that they're committed to what they're doing. And that's what makes me love Rooster Teeth as a whole. I will say that I'm a little bit more biased towards Achievement Hunter because that's what I came in knowing first. I started with Achievement Hunter. I'll tell you a story about how I got started with Achievement Hunter. I was playing WWE 2K14 on PlayStation 3, and I was looking for a tutorial on how to create a Spider-Man created wrestler in WWE 2K14. And so I'm looking, nobody's really giving me anything. So I come across this video, Let's Play WWE 2K14. And I'm like, I have no idea what this was. And so I read the description, and it says Jeff, Ryan, Jack, Michael, Ray, and Gavin, whatever about WWE. I'm like, yeah, I'll give it a watch. I have not laughed. At that point, I had not laughed so hard in my entire life. These 6 idiots in their creations, I'll say, and trying to complete a ladder match without knowing any of the buttons or any of the objectives or how to get anything done was the most hilarious thing I'd ever seen in my life. And would you believe it that I watched that video and then I walked away from YouTube. I was like, that was a funny video. All right, back to what I was doing. It wasn't until probably 4 or 5 weeks after that, and the video just popped into my head again. I was like, that was a funny ass video. Let me go watch that again. So I watched it again, and then on the side there were related videos. So I saw Let's Play WWE 2K13. I was like, oh, these are the same guys. So let me go watch this video. So I watched that, and so I started watching more Let's Plays, and then I see Let's Play Minecraft number 1. Now, I didn't really have a lot of knowledge in Minecraft. I heard of it, never played it, but thought it might be interesting. If they can make me laugh in WWE, maybe they can make me laugh at something else. So I spent the next 4 or 5 days watching all of their Minecraft videos. I think up to that point, they had maybe gotten to 70-something or 80-something, I think. And by then I was hooked. And I started going through the entire Let's Play catalog, going back to the Age Trials, to Pig, to, Hunt, when Hunt first started. I think Go was just starting. They hadn't even started Versus yet. But I fell in love with Achievement Hunter. And they were the funniest thing to me on YouTube. What I was already into, I was watching Ryan Higa, I was watching Wong Fu Productions, I was watching Dietrich's. He had just recently started, his YouTube channel. It was a few vloggers, a few production companies, but I had never really gotten into any gaming channels. And Achievement Hunter was the first gaming channel that I got into. And It was the greatest thing in the world to me, and so I've enjoyed it ever since. And then snowballed into watching RVB and Ruby and the Rooster Teeth shorts and the Rooster Teeth podcast. And then Funhouse came on, and then Screw Attack came on, and funny thing, I've been watching Rooster Teeth, I've been watching Achievement Hunter, and I just had started watching Inside Gaming. I was watching their gameplays when they were doing their GTA gameplays and their drunk gaming and all that stuff. And not soon after I started watching Inside Gaming, I found out that they were leaving Machinima and they were coming over to Rooster Teeth. So it was almost fated for me to find them so I could know a little bit about them before they came to Rooster Teeth. But anyway, coincidence. So next question from Exaboost RT RVB is, why do you have so many knives? I posted a picture months back of myself in my kitchen, and I was drinking something. And I have in my kitchen a block of knives. And I guess most people don't have that many knives. I mean, it's a standard set of, I think, 8 steak knives, 2 carving knives, 2 butcher knives, a serrated knife, a fillet knife, a sharpener, I don't know what it's called, but I think it's like it's a special set of scissors, I think, that's used to cut poultry. I have one of those and a pair of scissors. But I mean, it's a standard knife. It's a standard block of knives. I mean, you go to any restaurant, they have about that many knives. I like to cook, and when you cook a lot of different things, you need a lot of different knives. So that's why I have that many knives. Who is your favorite out of everyone in Rooster Teeth's Human Hunter Funhouse, and why? It used to be Ray. I can't really say why. I don't know. It was just I got Ray's sense of humor. He's quick with it. He's funny, and it seemed like for the most part he knew his games. You know, especially with Call of Duty. I remember the Call of Duty Zombies where he was basically just trailing the zombies, going to pick everybody up, straight up MLG style, but. I don't know. I liked Ray. I always internally found myself cheering for Ray whenever they were doing, a Let's Play in Minecraft, where they were fighting for the Tower of Pimps. But now that Ray's gone, I had to find love for someone else. And it's transferred over to Ryan. The funny thing about Ryan is, I remember watching the Achievement Hunter Let's Plays in Minecraft. The first one that Ryan wasn't in, because I believe that Ryan was machinimating for RVB, I think. And so he was in the studio. I think he was either doing RVB or Ruby. I think he was doing RVB. But before, he was in Achievement Hunter games full time. And to see him come in and to be, not necessarily a quiet, reserved guy, but he wasn't at the forefront of the videos. He talked a little bit, but it wasn't the Ryan that we know now. And to know Ryan now, and to know that he's as smart as he is. I mean, all the guys in Achievement Hunter are smart, but Ryan seems to exude this higher level of intelligence that's a little bit above everybody else. But he's smart, but he's so dorky. He's so dorky. And he's such a dad, and he doesn't get some cultural youth references, and I don't know, I find it hilarious. And I don't know, he's my favorite right now. But I can't just pick Ryan over everybody else. Ryan's my favorite in Achievement Hunter. My favorite in Rooster Teeth is Bernie. I don't know. Bernie is a complicated guy. Bernie is he's all over the place. You get the Bernie on the podcast, and you get the Bernie on the patch, and you get the Bernie that's on the spot, and you get the Bernie that's in shorts, and you get the Bernie when he's playing Contagion, and you get the Bernie that's on The Amazing Race, and it's just. And you have Bernie, the voice actor, and Bernie, the creative director, or Bernie, the COO, or Bernie, the CEO. He's a man of many talents. And to hear Bernie's story about where he came from and how he started Rooster Teeth and to where he is now is nothing short of inspiring. It's it's not a rags to riches story, because I mean it's not like he was in any way poor before he started Rooster Teeth, but I mean it's a story of where he had an idea, he got some friends and said, hey, I want to do this, and I think that we can make something of it because nobody else is doing something like this. And he took that idea, he ran with it, and he created a company that reaches people all over the world. And if that's not inspiring, then I don't know what it is. And my favorite in Funhouse is probably has to be, I want to say Peak. I really want to say Peak. It's just something. Peak is like a quiet storm. Peak, he doesn't say much. The only videos he's really in are the open house videos, and sometimes when they do the live Dutsu podcast. But Peak is very reserved. He's very I don't even know what the word for it is, but when he gets a question, he takes it and he thinks about it. Everybody else kind of gives a joke answer, something witty, something snippy, something funny. But Peak, he takes his answers and he really thinks about it, and he really takes into consideration how he can help somebody that's asking a question. And I don't know, Peak is a character. Peak. It's all about Peak. Which came first, the chicken or the egg? The chicken came first, because you cannot have an egg without something to lay it. So here's the thing. If you believe in the evolutionary process, then by all means you have heard of the theory that I think chickens have evolved from raptors, I believe, or some form of dinosaur. So if that's the case, and you think over millions of years, the dinosaur had every, few hundred generations, I guess, of that dinosaur, there were changes made until the one change that species laid an egg, and then out came a chicken. So in that case, the egg came first. But if you believe in the creationary belief, then, God created all animals. So naturally, God would have created a chicken, but not the egg. Because I wouldn't think that God would create an egg if there was nothing to sit on the egg to hatch it. So he created a chicken. So based on your beliefs, the chicken or the egg came first? That answers your question. Why is Easter in March? Easter is not always in March. Easter is 40 days after Ash Wednesday, which is the day after Mardi Gras, or Shrove Tuesday, aka Pancake Tuesday. I don't know why it switches every year, but it's never on the same day. It's always Mardi Gras on a Tuesday, then Ash Wednesday, and then of course Easter is always on a Sunday. But they come at different points throughout February to early March, I think, for Mardi Gras. And then Ash Wednesday, and then Easter is 40 days after Ash Wednesday, I think. Yeah, so sometimes Easter is in April, sometimes Easter is in May. Excuse me, sometimes it's in March, I think, late March. Something like that. What made you use your Tumblr username? What made you choose your Tumblr username? My Tumblr username, for those of you who don't know, is RTAH Universe. Of course, the RTAH comes from Rooster Teeth Achievement Hunter. The universe part comes from Steven Universe. Didn't find out about Steven Universe until I saw some posts about it on Tumblr. Side note for a bit. I want to thank you guys on Tumblr for opening my eyes about a lot of things, about a lot of shows that I didn't know existed. Gravity Falls, Over the Garden Wall, Star versus the Powers of Evil, or the Forces of Evil, Steven Universe, or, just to name a few of them. A lot of them are, animated shows. But I didn't know about them. Okay, I won't say I didn't know about them. I didn't give them the time of day until I've seen AMVs, I've seen fan theories, I've seen, spoilers that I read, but it weren't really spoiler to me because I didn't know anything about the show. But you all have a way of getting people interested because you're so passionate about the things that you watch. And that is powerful. That is a powerful thing for you to simply talk about something that you love, and it draws people in because you're so passionate about it. So I want to thank you for that. I want to thank you for getting me into Gravity Falls. I want to thank you for getting me into Steven Universe. Is it hard for you to sleep with the light on? It is, and then it isn't. I don't really sleep with the light on, but I sleep with my television on. Not loud, mind you. Very low. The volume's at about a 6 or a 7. But when I was small, I used to listen to the radio to fall asleep. And now I can't sleep in silence, so I have to have something on. And I don't really have room for a radio above my bed anymore. And, I don't want to sleep with headphones in from my phone. And, I just don't want my phone playing all night. So what I do is I just leave the television on. So there's a little bit of light from the television, but it doesn't bother me when I sleep. Okay. And I think that's all the questions. Yeah, that are all the questions. So, if I don't think I have anything else to add. I think that was a successful Spidercast. Aside from me not charging my camera like an idiot and having to switch to my webcam halfway through the Spidercast. So this is a lesson learned, and I will be sure to have that fixed next time. But as I said before, I want to thank you all for the questions that you had. I want to thank you all for your support. And if you like this video, and click like on it on YouTube. Subscribe to my channel so you can know when I have more videos coming out. And if you have any questions that you want me to answer in my Spidercast, it doesn't have to be video game related. It doesn't have to be Rooster Teeth, Achievement Hunter, Funhouse, Screw Attack related. It can just be questions that you can't find an answer to. I might have a little bit of insight on it. I have a bevy of knowledge about a good number of things. It might surprise you. But yeah, if you have any questions, leave it in the comments below. Hit me up on Twitter. Hit me up on Tumblr. I will leave my social media links in the description as well as right here. And thank you for joining me. And I will see you next time.